Today, they're mid-finals though. Still some have finals today. Some still have finals tomorrow. Managing last-minute projects, etc. So while they're anxious to get back to practice, it's clear that their mind isn't all the way there in managing finals, but they're anxious to play. And it's fun to get started again in terms of preparing for an opponent.
Just comparing this to the pre-Christmas games you've had, is this more ideal, less ideal, or is it?
Well, they both have advantages. I mean, it's fun to have the games done before Christmas so you can have Christmas with your families. However, that means that you take your finals before anyone else takes finals with less preparation, and it's affected our players' grade point averages on a pretty clear level for that semester. So this is nice because there's more time. Last week, which was when most of their projects were due, not all of them, they had a chance to do that when we weren't practicing, and went as long as we could, giving them through Wednesday to have just to focus on finals, but there's still some crossover. So I think it's better academically, and then we'll make the most of the holiday season and Christmas time in a pretty unique setting, and so that's we'll have to manage that as best we can.
How much are you varying from your regular pre-bowl model?
Not. Same number of practices and exact same number of days in pads or no pads. The intent is simply to build a team that really wants to play, is looking forward to playing, rather than enduring practice to finally get to the game. And it's what I think works best here. And I think past records show that it has. Whether it will work with this team or not, each team's a little bit different, and hopefully it's the right model.
You've said that this opponent might be the best one you've faced. That hasn't caused you to rethink your bowl practice model at all?
No, because not when you're talking about finals at BYU. Those are hard, and the players need balance. They need focus on what is most important, and that is school in terms of school or football. So it just kind of was a moral decision. Can't interfere with finals to practice when there's a choice. But I do think Washington is our best bowl opponent, and I think they're probably maybe the second best team we will have played this year after Wisconsin, is kind of my early assessment.
Bronco, a year after the staff changes, what's your level of satisfaction with the offense?
Encouraged. Encouraged, still a work in progress, but encouraged. The team is united from an expectation, effort, toughness, practice standard, commitment, and the staff is united in relation to the direction and goals that I have for the program. And I think we have the statistical numbers in many cases bear that out against better opponents. So all those indicators to me show progress, but certainly there's a lot of room to grow and improve.
Having the break to get healthy, how healthy do you think you are heading into this?
Man, the team looked about the same to me as they did before. The guys that were hurt, I was expecting like a significant transformation. They're still look like they're at the end of a season, even though it's after a break. And maybe my opinion will change tomorrow or the next day in watching them practice, but they looked about the same to me today.
So is Spencer Hadley still?
I would say not likely from what I think now. So I would say that from this moment on, we're probably not counting on him. It's been a long time, but it's hard.
How about Devin Mahina?
Devin is farther along, and I would say probable, in using my trainer's terms, probable, which is a little higher than likely, a little lower than likely. Yeah, probable is a little lower than likely, so that's where I'd put him.
Then Rob Daniel, I think, was
He's good.
He's good.
He's good, yep.
Is it weird for you to think that Ethan was playing here in your third year as
Yeah.
head coach?
He might be the one to sit down with after the season in the chronicle of the head coach growth and development, or digression and lack of development. I mean, and I'll never forget. So there's a lot of plays in between, but him blocking the kick against UCLA when they had an interim coach, and I think we were 10-2, or I forget what we were that year. The rest of it now kind of blurs into that question you just asked me. So it'd be nice to have him have a signature play like that in this game, and then the other 10 years he's been here in between then, just all kinds of runs together.
That they have an interim coach, does that affect your preparation?
No, it doesn't, because they're a good team, and I'm not sure that we can count on any kind of change. I think we need to prepare for them like they're going to be at their best, and anything less than that will be a surprise, but they have good players. And the 4 teams they've lost to are all top 20 teams. They score a lot of points. They have good talent. They're hard to score on defense, and so they're 8-4 in a good league, losing to only top 20 teams. And so, yeah, I think it's a significant test. It'll be the best, like I said, the best bowl opponent, and that's fun because I like playing better opponents, and so it's kind of it kind of signifies progress in a different kind of way because we're playing a better team.
Were you surprised Coach Peterson left? I know you won't face him, but taking the Washington job.
I missed the question.
Oh, were you surprised Coach Peterson
No, I wasn't. My simple analysis of that, without talking to him other than before we played him, I mean, what else is he going to do at Boise State? I mean, what other room is there to grow? They've been to BCS games. They're not in an elite league. He's done everything, I think, possible with the program and situation that Boise's currently in, and is ready for a new challenge. And so he's taking on a lot, but sometimes you get anxious for more. And so I think that's what it is, and I think he knows what he's choosing, and I think he's excited about it. And this is all speculation. That's just from my perspective what I see. I think he just maxed out what he could do there and wants to help other kids in a different program.
Getting back to Kurt's question about your satisfaction level with the progress of the offense, how does Taysom fit into that as far as your satisfaction level with his?
Really high. He is. I love Taysom. I think I said that even after the Virginia game and etc. But there was a stretch in there where he played and is playing at a really high level. And as we continue to add, we've taken quite a few hits at the wide receiver spot in terms of depth. If we were able to have maintained depth at that position, I think there would have been another step still that we all would have seen. And so he's taken a lot on his shoulders in terms of making plays when he thinks he has to. But that's the next part, is as our running game continues to grow and get physical, and the yardage that we're getting, being able to distribute the ball more to the perimeter and more on the outside, I think is the next phase of what we all would like to see.
What do you attribute the success in bowl games as us over years?
Emphasis. There's a choice there's a choice most of us make. Is it a reward, or is it a proving ground? And if you can do both, great, because you'd love to see the players have a great time and then have them be mature enough when it comes time to work that they then switch gears. And I've probably erred on the side of proving ground rather than reward. And whether that's appreciated during the time, I don't know. Hopefully it is when they leave to have good memories in their last game. And we've won 6 of 8. My regret is we haven't won 8 of 8. And so I've made it clear I want to win the game, and for the program and for them.
They've got one of the premier running backs in the country,
Yeah.
Bishop Sankey. What are your thoughts on him?
He's got almost 800 yards, which in a tough league, I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's really good.
When you negotiated your contract this last go-round, did you or your representative bring up your bowl success? Was that one of your?
Yeah, my contract. Well, there's a what do you call it when you can't talk about it? Confidentiality. There's a confidentiality clause, and so I really can't talk any about my contract other than I believe in incentives, and so it's much like boxing. I think boxers ought to get paid per round, and you might have better fights. And so rather than guaranteeing a guy maybe $7 million for 15 rounds, maybe they earn like $100,000 the first round and maybe $300 the second, and if you make it 4, you get like $500, and something like that.
So, to sum it up, you're proud of your bowl record.
Yeah, I am. Thanks for helping close that. Looked like everyone was wondering, okay, now where is that going?
Is there a lot of evaluation, I mean, about the first 12 games at this point, or do you wait till the very end of the season?
I've done it already. That's besides recruiting and the coaches all being out, players getting some rest in finals, that's what I was doing. And we talked about it a lot as a staff today, but that's something maybe after this game, then whenever Jeff sets up our final, or Brett sets up our final powwow, then I can address those things and what my perspective is.